everyone, and welcome. Today, we are tackling one of the absolute most powerful avenues in U.S. immigration policy. We're talking about the EB-5 Investor Green Card. If you've ever wanted to understand exactly how foreign investment intersects with U.S. residency, well, you are in the exact right place. In this explainer, we're going to do a complete deep dive. We'll strip away all the confusion and look straight at the facts, the hard requirements, and the strategies involved in making this happen. But before we get into the weeds with the heavy requirements and all those strict legal frameworks, I really want to answer the most important question right out of the gate. Why does this even matter? Well, it matters because the benefits are massive. Honestly, they are life-changing. You see, the EB-5 isn't just some temporary pass. Successful applicants get to live permanently in the United States. You can work anywhere, or you can operate your very own business. And the best part? It's not just for the investor. You get to bring your spouse and your unmarried children under 21 along with you. You completely maintain your freedom to travel internationally while keeping your status, and ultimately, this entire path makes you eligible for actual U.S. citizenship once you meet the legal requirements. It is a highly, highly coveted opportunity, and frankly, that is exactly why the rules surrounding it are so incredibly rigorous. All right, Section 1, the EB-5 opportunity. Okay, let's dive into this. So what exactly is this program at its core? To put it super simply, the EB-5 Investor Green Card is an employment-based immigrant visa. Now that phrase right there, employment-based, that is key. This program is specifically designed for foreign investors who make a qualifying investment into a U.S. business to become lawful permanent residents. This isn't a tourist visa, and it's not your standard employer-sponsored work visa where some company just hires you either. No, this is grounded entirely in your economic contribution to the United States. You're bringing the capital, you are investing in a business, and in return, you're opening the door to permanent residency. Moving right along to Section 2, strict investment and job rules. So it's time for a bit of a reality check. Those incredible benefits we just talked about, yeah, they come with some non-negotiable strings attached. First off, let's talk about the money. While anyone willing to make a qualifying investment can apply, the actual dollar amount really fluctuates. Investment thresholds vary depending on exactly where you're putting your capital. The whole system is actually designed to incentivize investment in specific regions. Because of that, lower thresholds apply to certain targeted areas, while other investments face standard, much higher amounts. And because these exact monetary figures can and do change based on current immigration laws, you absolutely must verify the current investment amounts before you even think about applying. And that brings us to a magic number, 10. Your investment must generally create, or in some cases preserve, at least 10 full-time jobs for qualifying U.S. workers within a required time period. This right here is the absolute heart of the employment-based nature of the EB-5. You aren't just parking your money in a savings account. Your capital has to actively stimulate the U.S. economy by creating 10 real full-time jobs. So when we boil down the core eligibility pillars, just having the money isn't enough. You have to prove the lawful source of those funds. You have to meet that strict 10 job creation rule we just talked about. And of course, you still have to satisfy all the standard U.S. immigration eligibility rules. The government wants to see exactly where every single cent of your investment legally came from, and they are going to trace it every step of the way. No shortcuts. Up next, Section 3, choosing your investment path. Now, once you know for sure that you have the lawful funds and you understand that job creation mandate, you've got a major strategic choice to make about how you actually want to deploy that capital. You basically have two main options. First up is the direct investment. This is very much the hands-on approach, where you, the investor, personally own and manage a qualifying U.S. business. You are entirely in the driver's seat for this one. Alternatively, there is the regional center investment. This is a much more hands-off approach. Here, the investor participates through a USCIS designated regional center, and they manage the project for you. Both of these paths can absolutely lead to the green card, but as you can imagine, they offer very, very different day-to-day realities for the investor. Which brings us to Section 4, the step-by-step process. Turning your capital into an actual green card is a very structured, frankly, bureaucratic journey. It all kicks off with the initial investment phase. Step 1, you have to choose that qualifying investment, deciding between those direct or regional center paths we just covered. Step 2, you actually make the investment. Step 3 is where the paperwork officially begins. You file your initial petition, which is called Form I-526 or I-526E, depending on your path. And then Step 4, USCIS actually reviews that petition to ensure your project and your funds fully qualify.
Once USCIS reviews and approves that initial petition, you've just crossed a major threshold.
Because now you enter the green card phase. First, you officially apply for permanent residence. If you're already inside the U.S., you'll file Form I-485. If you're outside the country, you go through what's called consular processing. But here is the catch. If approved, you actually don't get a permanent green card immediately. Nope, you receive a 2-year conditional green card. It's kind of a probationary period. You have to wait 2 full years, and then, at point 3 on our timeline, you face the final hurdle. You file Form I-829 to remove those conditions. This right here is where you prove that you actually created those 10 jobs and successfully maintain the investment. Only after that form is approved do you receive your truly permanent green card.
Finally, let's look at Section 5, Avoiding Common Roadblocks.
Because this is such a meticulous process, there are a lot of ways things can go off track. You are going to need a literal mountain of required documentation. Honestly, you might genuinely want to buy a new printer just for this. You'll need your valid passport and passport photos, birth and marriage certificates, if applicable, bank statements, tax returns, comprehensive business records, and all your investment documents. You need rock-solid proof of the lawful source of your funds, and on top of all of that, you need a detailed business plan and hard, undeniable evidence of your job creation. You simply have to be incredibly organized from day one.
Because if you aren't organized, you are going to run into the common reasons for delays, or worse, outright denials. USCIS is strictly looking at these exact metrics. Petitions fail due to a failure to prove the lawful source of funds. They fail because of missing documents or simply submitting incomplete forms. Sometimes the investment itself just doesn't actually qualify under the rules, or the project totally fails to meet the job creation requirements. And remarkably, some applications are denied simply because the applicant failed to respond to a piece of mail asking for more information from USCIS. Seriously, do not let that be you.
So the absolute crucial point is this stark reality check. The EB-5 program has very strict legal and financial requirements. This isn't just a matter of buying a visa. It is a rigorous, ongoing legal commitment. You, as the applicant, must ensure your investment qualifies under current laws, and you absolutely must maintain complete, flawless documentation throughout every single phase of the application process, from the very first dollar you invest all the way to the final lifting of your conditional status years later.
Well, we have covered a tremendous amount of ground in this explainer today, from the incredible benefits of permanent residency to the high-stakes reality of job creation and strict documentation. It's a complex, definitely challenging path, but for those who navigate it successfully, the rewards are simply immense. Which really leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question. Armed with this new understanding of the requirements in the process, are you ready to invest in your American future? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.